Okay, so what is a photo managing system used for? So you could use it for storage, syncing, and backups. It's a metadata management with tags, keywords, and ratings. You can use it for organization, categorization, and also searching and filtering. You can also edit, such as using color correction, cropping, resizing, and much more. And you can also share and print. So there are a lot of ways you can make accessing your photos both easier and more enjoyable. And we'll just be taking you through a few of the basic ones. So it is important to figure out what you need out of a photo manager and make a plan. So do I need a photo manager? Well, if you only have a small amount of photos and videos saved on your device, you may not even need a photo manager. Maybe you can just save them to your regular cloud or hard drive storage. But photo managers are best used when you are overwhelmed with photos and videos and you need help storing and organizing them. So how easy is it to use? Well, if you have a lot of photos and videos, managing them is going to be a daunting task, and you want to make it really simple. So photo managing softwares like Apple Photos, Google Photos, and Microsoft Photos are great options for basic organizing and editing. So today we'll be going into a bit of detail about how each of these work. So if you are strictly an Apple person, such as you have devices like iPhones or iPads, then Apple Photos is going to be the most seamless photo manager. But if all your devices are running on different platforms, maybe outsourcing your photo manager is to something like Google Photos is better and it's much more easier. So which one to pick? There are lots of photo management apps out there, but which one should you actually use? Well, convenience is probably going to play the largest role. If you have a Mac product like an Apple iPhone or MacBook, you already have Photos app, and that might be all you need. If you have a Windows 10 computer, you will have access to their built-in photo manager, which is also called Photos. If you have an older system or your devices run on all different systems, you might want to consider a different photo managing software, and we'll be going over a few of those. So first is Apple Photos. It offers basic and easy to use photo editing. It lets you see photos in moments, collections, years, and more image views. It allows sharing photos via iCloud photo sharing and AirDrop to various places. Apple Photos is free. So I believe they give you 5 gigabytes, and you can pay for iCloud storage if you go over the limit. So Apple Photos is really simple, but it has less features. So it has no import and export tool, collage maker, remote albums, and image protection. And Apple Photos obviously only works on Apple devices. So Google Photos offers basic and easy to use photo editing. It organizes your photos into albums based on locations, times, events, and etc. It allows easy photo sharing. The application itself is free, but you would have to pay for storage space. I believe it's free if you get high quality and you only have 15 gigabytes. But if you already have Google Drive, it just uses that storage. Google Photos is available across all devices and platforms. And it's great if you have a mismatch of devices such as Apple and Android, but automatic syncing must be turned on all devices like phones and tablets. Microsoft Photos also offers basic and easy to use photo editing. It organizes your photos into albums based on locations, times, events, like Google Photos. It allows easy photo sharing. It is also free, minus the storage, but the cloud storage that is used is from OneDrive. And you can also add, manage photos across all devices, like on Google Photos, but automatic syncing must be turned on. So importing photos from other locations. Unless you have only ever taken photos on your perfectly synced smart devices, you're probably going to have photos stored in all different places. So you will want to import those photos into your photo managing app. So we'll be starting in Apple Photos. And again, Apple Photos is for Apple devices such as MacBooks and iPhones. So whether your photos are already stored on your computer or on another device that you've plugged in, you will start by opening Photos and then going to File and then Import. And then from there, you will select a file location, such as over here, and then the folder or files you want to import. So once you have found and selected your files, you click Review for Import. You can also click and drag files into Photos and it will have the same effect. Next is Microsoft Photos. So this process is very similar to Apple Photos. You will start by going to Photos, which should be in your Start menu to the left corner, and then click Import on the top right corner over here. And then from there, you select the photos you would like to import into the app. And then once you have found and selected your files, you click Continue and then Import. And like Apple Photos, you can also click and drag your files into the photos. Next, and the third one is Google Photos. So you would have to open Google Photos in your web browser. And then you click Upload on the right corner of the screen, and then Computer or Drive if they are already on your cloud. And then from there, you select the photos you would like to import into the app. So once you have found and selected your files, you click Open. And like the other two, you can also click and drag the files. On your computer, you'll have to download Google Photos, the Google Photos Backup and Sync app if you want automatic syncing, but you can still access photos from the web browser. So managing photos from other locations. If the photos are older, they may not have meta tagging, which helps many managing softwares automatically organize them. So you would want to organize them before importing them into the app. So you should try importing them in batches and then adding those batches to an appropriate album that you have created. You might also want to name the files if there are not too many for easier searching later.
And quickly, I'll just say something about what meta tagging is, because I know it's just a weird word. Basically, meta tagging is all the data that is written into the file that you don't see. So this could include the location, so geotagging location of where the photo was taken, the time and date it was taken, and stuff like that. So the photo manager will be able to read that metadata and understand what year the photo was from, perhaps what location it's from, and it will use that data to organize it. Like if you have Apple, you'll notice that it organizes it into locations or years, memories, events. That's the kind of thing that exists in that metadata tag in your photos.
Macaulay, obviously for the time and the date, it picks it up off the clock within your computer or your camera, etc., your phone. Where does it get the location from? Like this was taken in San Francisco.
So if you have given in your settings, if you have given your camera application permission to track your location, that is where it will get it. So if you want to adjust that, perhaps turn it off, you'd have to go into your settings, into privacy settings, and you'll be able to select the app and either turn on or off location settings. So that's how it gets it. And so it doesn't actually have to get it if you turn it off, but if that's shared with the camera app on your any given device, then that's how it will track it.
Also, if the location is incorrect, you can change it when uploading to Google Photos. So you can easily click the button and switch the location or remove it when sharing it with other people.
Yes. Sorry, go ahead, Daphne.
That's okay. And then we'll be going over how to create albums for all three apps. So first is Apple Photos. On the left of your screen, you'll click the plus button next to My Albums right over here. and then you'll be able to name the album. To add photos to the album, you can right-click them in your General Photos area, select Add To, and then select the album. They will then be added to that album. You can also click and drag the files into the album. In Microsoft Photos, you can go to the Albums tab right over here, and then click New Album in the top left portion of the screen. You will then be able to be prompted to select photos to add. Once you have added the photos, you will want to change the title of the album because it will be automatically called New Album. Next is Google Photos. You click Create in the top right corner and then Album. You will then be prompted to name the album and then add photos. You can select photos from inside Google Photos, or you can upload them from your device directly into the album. Again, you can also click and drag the files into the album. So now we're going to go over how to get rid of photos you don't want. So the first step to getting your photos organized is to go through them and delete any duplicate files or just bad photos that you don't want.
Like
so
if you've taken like 20 group photos and you don't need all 20, it's just going to take up way too much space. So stuff like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you don't have to do this, but photos and videos can take up a lot of space, and getting rid of them, it will save you a lot of space and even money if you are paying for storage. So deleting in Apple Photos. You can simply right-click the photo you want to delete, and then you click Delete Photo at the bottom. And if you're using devices that are synced up using iCloud, it will delete it from all locations. Next is Microsoft Photos. You simply click the photo you want to delete, and then click Delete from the menu that appears. If your devices are synced, it will delete it from all locations as well. And then lastly, Google Photos. You would click Select and then click the check mark on any photo you want to delete. And then you will see options appear in the top right corner of your screen. You can click the trash can. And then this photo will be deleted on all of your Google Photo locations. So there are other notable photo managers. There's Adobe Bridge. It's a free platform with basic photo management and editing options. It does not work too well across devices, so it's just best used on a computer. But it easily works between other Adobe platforms like Photoshop for photos and Premiere for video editing. Another one is Adobe Lightroom. It's basically a paid version of Bridge because it has more editing features. It's generally targeted at more avid picture takers. It's great for use with other Adobe products, but it does not work too well across devices, so also it's best used on a computer. Lastly, we have AC/DC. This system has been around for a long time, so it has a lot of loyal users, and it's for a good reason, because it is very reliable, it has good customer service, it offers more advanced photo editing and organizing options. You can turn on automatic syncing from all your devices, unlike the other two we mentioned, and it's probably more suited towards those who are interested in doing more with their photos than just storing and organizing. So this is for like, if you want to get into photography and edit them a lot. And then next is digitizing printed photos. So did you know that you can turn old print photos into digitized files? Well, there are a few ways you can do this. So you can use an at-home scanner to scan all your photos onto your computer. And I know an easy way to do this if you have an Apple device is using your Notes app. It's really easy to scan photos. But you can also use photo stores and pharmacies with photo centers, and they have scanners you can pay and use. You can also pay someone else to digitize all your photo memories. They can also digitize old home movies. So some of these websites are listed right here. And then when you're importing these files, they also won't have automated meta tagging, so you should make sure to have a plan to organize them before importing them all at once.